3 million United States Army soldiers are laying siege to a German winter fortress. The German fortress has custom sniper units, riflemen, as well as these flak guns pointed in artillery position. The United States surrounds the fortress with 600 Sherman tanks, 1 million assault troopers with Thompson guns, and 2 million US shotgun units. Can the US defeat the German fortress that they outnumber 10 to 1, or will they fall to the wayside? What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today we're back with some more Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. Now, the German Mega Fortress here does have actual mobile units, so they've got about 100,000 soldiers that are charging forward. Then they have another 100,000 soldiers that are defending, and 1,000 of those defenders are actually these special sniper units that I designed that basically have incredible range. That's it. They're just incredibly ranged units, so they're still firing right now, even when the enemy is super far away. You can also see that flak artillery is just eating away at a lot of these Sherman tanks before the Shermans are even able to fire. Oh, they're firing now just a little bit against some of these mobilized German units here that are separating and doing a little bit of a counterattack before the attack has even begun. Which is pretty cool to see here. We've got Thompson units over this way, fighting against some of those Germans that have sallied forth right off the rip here, and a number of these Thompson units are getting shelled while they're having to take on a lot of these German Kar 98K riflemen, but they're close enough that their machine gun fire is just chewing through these Germans really quickly. So the Germans did have 200,000 units to start, and the Americans had roughly 3 million, which is pretty incredible amount right there. Oh, more Sherman tanks over here taking on some of these German units over this way, and it seems like they're managing to pretty much just clobber these guys before the Germans are able to destroy them too much. It's those flak guns that are the most deadly against the US tanks. Over here we've got a very large expanse across the ice here of US soldiers fighting against the Germans, and the US has taken extreme losses here already right off the rip. Holy cow, these US soldiers are in a very bad position here, and they're trying to charge forward with their shotguns, but just getting absolutely brutally cut down in their tracks. That is not a good thing to see for the US. More Shermans over this way, trying to help out these shotgun units over here, and these shotgun units seem to be doing a lot better than those boys on the other side of the battlefield, and these Shermans are hopefully helping them out a good bit. There's very few of these German soldiers left alive over here, so once these guys die, then the shotgunners and Shermans will be free to push the fortress, which at the moment, the fortress is just vibing, bro. Most of these guys aren't even firing. The flak guns are, as well as the sniper units that I've been placed here, these guys right here. But other than that, the fortress has yet to really see any action at all. There's still a small trickling of those mobilized units that are coming out of the fortress walls and sallying forth, but it's a very slight trickle. This is nothing extreme. But it is actually slowing down the US soldiers quite a bit, which is going to buy more time for the flak guns to get more kills, which could be a major problem going forward. Let me try and do a little of this action. Wow, this does not a lot of damage. Not a lot of damage at all. Well, we did get a kill. Battle cry. I like how he just goes, America! What a dope dude. Heck yeah. Can I kill anyone back here? Oh look, yeah. If you just fire into the blob of soldiers in the background at the fortress, you just get free hits. Very nice. Well, have at it, son. Have fun, okay? That's what war is all about. Having fun. You can see a lot of these trickle lines of Germans and the Americans going to meet them. Not the most efficient way to attack, but it is what it is. Oh. Looks like the Shermans out here all ended up dying. That's very sad. We do not like to see. The Germans over here were triumphant against these Americans. They wiped them out completely and are now moving towards the other Americans. Wow! 1.5 million Americans are already dead on the battlefield, and only 45,000 Germans. Of course, that doesn't account for all the exploded Americans, so this number is likely far greater, actually. That's really bad. That is really not good. I think the Americans are going to just straight up take an L here. Yeah, we're going to have to run this back and buff the Americans, because apparently I made the German fortress A little too strong. They are a little too strong. Why don't we go ahead and get a little time-lapse going, and we can see the overhead view here, which is pretty incredible, actually, seeing all these Americans moving and stuff like that. But yeah, the Americans are like for sure going to lose this. They only have 890,000 soldiers left, and they're dropping like flies. So why don't we go ahead and let this play out, and then we'll be back, because there's no way the Americans win this one. There we go, boys. Germans dominated. There's still 142,000 of them left. They only lost 60,000. Let's go ahead and vamp up the U.S. by a lot. We're going to need a lot here. All right, boys, we are back. And this time around, we have about 1.5 million more U.S. soldiers, as well as we have doubled their number of tanks to try and even the battlefield. Let's see if this will work out. It is a significant increase in the number of heavy weaponry as well as light weaponry for the United States here, and some of their tanks are firing away, which is good to see. I don't think a lot of them fired right off the rip in the last battle, which might have resulted in them not managing to do as much with their Sherman tanks when they had the chance. The other problem is that the Sherman tanks are outmatched by the flak guns. The flak guns are significantly better than the Sherman tanks in terms of their range and firing capabilities, so that is also another problem that we might be running into here. You can see so many flak shots going into these US shotgunners over this way. Oh, it's absolutely brutal. They are taking some extreme losses there. My goodness, dude. By the way, still no update on when we're going to be seeing an update for Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. The next update is supposedly going to be the workshop update, which will add mod support to the game. I'm really excited about that, but we've been in the dark for over 2 months now, which is a pretty long time considering they used to do weekly updates. So, I don't know, I'm hoping we at least get like a little news blast pretty soon. They did one about a month ago, I think, but I think we're definitely due for another. Whatever the case may be, I'll be here for it once they do it. I just really hope that the update doesn't come when I'm like on vacation or anything like that. Zelda is done with school because she's a teacher right now at the end of, or at the beginning of the summer, rather. And so we're going to go on vacation and stuff like that, and I'm going to backlog a bunch of videos so there's still content for you guys and all that good stuff. But I have to say, I'm like, oh, what if it comes out during that? Like, I really want to cover this. Let's just hope and pray it doesn't come out when I am on vacation, because that would really, really suck. How did these Germans get all the way over here? This is so far out. That's kind of crazy. Wow. There are still a solid number of Sherman tanks left alive, which is good. But, I mean, they're definitely taking losses. For sure. That's just a given here. They're bound to take losses no matter what, but it is good to see that at the very least, they're still standing somewhat. It looks like the outer perimeter of the German defense is done, but now the U.S. has to deal with these stragglers, these guys that push up slowly but surely into different stages. This is probably the thing that gets the U.S. into most trouble. This is like the most valuable weapon that the Germans have, is these suicide dudes who just run on forward randomly. This is actually like the goated strategy by them, because it delays the US so much and they can't throw their full weight against the fortress just yet because of these guys, which is a huge problem. There's also a few like little island defense-y areas I set up like here and stuff like that. They did have flat guns, those were taken out, but those will slow down the US as well. Looks like these guys are actually getting relatively close to the fort over this way this time. That's pretty good to see. Oh, and the shotgunners, look at this. They're coming up and over, hitting this island of trenches right here. Very nice. Well done, boys. Yes, keep going. Keep her going, because you need to. You're going to die otherwise. This is actually going to be a really nice barrier for these guys. They're going to have just like a few yards where they're not getting shot at all and not taking any losses because of the lip of this hill. So that's going to be pretty nice right there. Ooh, I'm seeing more flak guns popping as the U.S. shotgunners manage to get into those. That's very nice. I think these corners over here are going to be the best options for the United States to start their assaults massively against the fortress. These are the weakest points, I would say, on the battlefield. So if the U.S. can go after those first and foremost, that would be great. But of course, it's just a matter of what they can and cannot do. Hopefully they can accomplish something here. Are there any more Shermans? I think we're out of Shermans, honestly. I'm not seeing any on any part of the battlefield. All right, that is a shame. But as you can see, the U.S. infantry is encircling this time. Definitely a good bit better, and they're actually going up against the main defense here. So why don't we do a little time lapse of them surrounding here, because I think that will be pretty cool to watch. Let's do it. Okay, we have accomplished full encapsulation of the German army this time by the US soldiers. That's good to see. The Germans on the interior do, of course, have a lot of cover working for them, and some choke points where clearly they're already getting to work shooting down a lot of these US soldiers who are trying to get in. That's pretty beautiful to see right there. I do like that quite a bit. Oh, do they have soldiers out here still? Yeah, they do! Okay, so the back line over here is still holding, but they're getting assaulted from 3 different sides. That's going to be a nightmare to deal with, but I think for our next time-lapse, we should shoot right here. That way we can see the soldiers on the opposite side of the wall going down, as well as the body pile on this side of the wall going up, which I think should be pretty cool to see. So why don't we go ahead and run this and check it out. I don't think there's... Oh, no, there are still some flak guns. Not a lot, but some on the interior of the fort, which should help the Germans a little bit if the U.S. gets in. Right now, 3.5 million dead U.S. soldiers, 177,000 dead Germans. This is going to be a close one. Let's run it. Okay guys, so continuing on with this battle here, it looks like the US now just completely encapsulates this area, and the Germans on the inside are losing soldiers, but very, very slowly. I mean, the US only has a few points in which they can send troopers in, and so it's very slow going for the US here. Yeah, actually this would be a really cool view for a time lapse. Why don't we do that? Because that would probably be pretty sick. Let's do this. And there we have it, boys. The American shotguns did end up winning, but only... My dog just dropped a plastic water bottle on the ground. But only with 300,000 soldiers remaining. That's pretty crazy. This was an insanely close battle. Either way, guys, that is going to be about it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.